Ladies, there is a powerful truth hidden in plain sight, a truth that has the potential to transform your entire reality. It's about who he is, who you are, and the energy that weaves the two together. The idea that life gives us who we are, not what we want, is rooted in the deep interplay between psychology and the biology of our brain, specifically how our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors shape our external reality. To fully understand this concept, we must explore the profound connection between our mind's inner workings and the world we experience. At its core, the statement reflects the principle of alignment. What you radiate internally will reflect externally. This alignment is not a superficial act of thinking positive thoughts, but a transformative process that engages your neurons, rewires your subconscious mind, and ultimately influences your energy field. The brain, as the command center of our reality, plays a pivotal role in how we perceive ourselves and consequently how others perceive and interact with us. The human brain has a remarkable capacity for neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire itself based on repeated experiences, thoughts, and emotions. Every time you think about who you are, your worth, your strengths, and your desires, you are firing specific neural circuits. When these circuits are repeatedly activated, they strengthen, creating neural pathways that become the default patterns of your thinking and behavior. If your internal narrative is rooted in self-doubt or fear, your brain will default to those thought patterns which shape your actions and energy. This energy, in turn, becomes the signal you emit into the world, attracting experiences that confirm your beliefs. For example, if you believe you are unworthy of love, your brain's reticular activating system, RAS, the filter that determines what information you pay attention to, will highlight evidence that supports that belief. You may unconsciously attract or tolerate relationships that mirror your self-doubt. This isn't because life is cruel, but because your brain and energy are aligned with the belief of unworthiness. Conversely, when you begin to reframe your self-perception, shifting your narrative to one of worthiness, strength, and love, you activate entirely different neural pathways. Over time, this rewiring allows your RAS to filter for experiences and relationships that align with your new self-concept. This process isn't purely cognitive, it's deeply emotional. The limbic system, the brain's emotional center, is intricately linked to the creation of your reality. When you experience a positive emotion, such as self-love or gratitude, your brain releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals reinforce the neural pathways associated with those emotions, creating a feedback loop of positivity. Over time, this not only changes your internal state, but also influences your external energy, making you more magnetic to people and experiences that resonate with those emotions. The concept of energy alignment also finds its roots in the field of quantum physics, which suggests that everything in the universe, including human beings, is made of energy. This energy vibrates at different frequencies, and our thoughts and emotions significantly impact our vibrational state. When you focus on becoming the version of yourself who is aligned with the qualities you seek in others, kindness, integrity, strength, you raise your vibrational frequency. This doesn't mean you're sending out signals in a literal sense, but rather that your elevated state of being becomes apparent in your body language, tone of voice, and interactions, which in turn influence how others respond to you. The interplay between psychology and biology creates a powerful feedback loop. Your thoughts shape your brain's neural pathways, which govern your emotions and behaviors. These behaviors, in turn, create the energy field you project into the world, influencing how others perceive and engage with you. The more intentional you are about cultivating thoughts and emotions aligned with the person you want to be, the more you shift your internal state and consequently your external reality. One of the challenges in this process is overcoming deeply ingrained subconscious patterns. Many of these patterns are established in childhood when the brain is in a highly suggestible state. If you grew up internalizing negative beliefs about your worth or abilities, those beliefs may still influence your thoughts and behaviors as an adult. The key to breaking these patterns lies in consistent, intentional effort to rewire your brain. Practices like visualization, affirmations, and mindfulness can help you create new neural pathways and shift your emotional state. Visualization is particularly effective because the brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By regularly visualizing yourself embodying the qualities you desire, you activate the neural circuits associated with those qualities, strengthening them over time. Similarly, affirmations work by interrupting negative thought patterns and replacing them with empowering ones, gradually reprogramming your subconscious mind. The transformation requires patience and consistency. Neural pathways don't change overnight, and it takes repeated effort to overwrite old patterns with new ones. However, as you continue this work, you'll notice a shift not only in how you feel about yourself, but also in how others respond to you. You'll attract relationships and opportunities that align with the elevated version of yourself you've cultivated. The truth that life gives us who we are, not what we want, underscores the power of self-transformation. By aligning your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with the qualities you seek, you become a living embodiment of those qualities, naturally attracting people and experiences that resonate with your elevated state of being. The journey begins within, and the rewards are reflected in every aspect of your life. The concept of becoming the magnet, not the chaser, rests on the profound psychological and neurological principles that govern human behavior and attraction. At its core, this idea emphasizes the importance of internal transformation over external pursuit, suggesting that we attract what we embody rather than what we chase. To understand this deeply, we must explore the relationship between our brain's neural wiring, our subconscious programming, and the energy we project into the world. From a psychological perspective, chasing often stems from a scarcity mindset, a belief that something essential is missing from our lives. This belief activates the brain's survival mechanisms, particularly in the amygdala, the part responsible for detecting threats and generating fear-based responses. When we feel we must chase after someone or something, our brain interprets this as a sign of lack or insecurity, triggering stress responses that undermine our confidence and authenticity. This state is not conducive to genuine connection because it projects desperation and a lack of self-assuredness, qualities that others instinctively pick up on. Neurologically, the act of chasing activates specific pathways in the brain that reinforce feelings of inadequacy. When you repeatedly tell yourself, "I need this person to complete me," or "I'm not enough without this relationship," you are firing and strengthening neural circuits associated with self-doubt and lack. Over time, these pathways become more ingrained, forming a feedback loop that perpetuates your belief in your own insufficiency. This neural wiring influences your actions, causing you to behave in ways that reflect your internal state of neediness, such as over-pleasing, over-pursuing, or sacrificing your own boundaries. On the other hand, becoming the magnet involves a shift in focus from external pursuit to internal cultivation. The brain's neuroplasticity allows us to rewire our thought patterns, replacing those rooted in scarcity with those grounded in abundance and self-worth. When you begin to focus on becoming the best version of yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically, you engage different neural circuits, ones associated with growth, confidence, and fulfillment. This rewiring process changes not only how you perceive yourself, but also how others perceive yourself. The subconscious mind plays a critical role here. It acts as the repository of your deeply held beliefs, many of which were formed during your formative years. If your subconscious programming includes beliefs like "I must work hard to be loved," or "I am not enough as I am," those beliefs will manifest in your behavior and energy, making you more likely to chase. The act of becoming a magnet requires you to confront and rewrite these subconscious narratives. Techniques such as visualization, affirmations, and mindfulness can help reprogram your subconscious, allowing you to internalize beliefs that align with your inherent worth and strength. Emotion is a key driver in this process. The brain's limbic system, which governs emotions, is directly linked to the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. When you focus on self-love, gratitude, and personal growth, you trigger the release of these feel-good chemicals, reinforcing neural pathways that support your new self-perception. This emotional state not only enhances your confidence, but also affects your energy field, creating a magnetic presence that naturally draws others to you. The concept of energy alignment also comes into play. While this might sound abstract, it has a basis in both psychology and neuroscience. Humans are highly attuned to the emotions and energies of others, a phenomenon known as emotional contagion. When you embody qualities like confidence, kindness, and authenticity, these are transmitted through your tone of voice, body language, and microexpressions. Others instinctively respond to these cues, often without even realizing it, creating a sense of attraction and resonance. Becoming the magnet is not about manipulating others or putting on a facade, it's about genuine alignment with your highest self. This requires deep inner work, including setting boundaries, honoring your values, and pursuing your passions. When you are deeply connected to your own purpose and joy, you radiate an energy that is inherently attractive. People are drawn to those who exude self-assuredness and fulfillment, not because they need others to complete them, but because they are already complete within themselves. This process is also deeply empowering. Instead of placing your happiness and worth in the hands of someone else, you reclaim your agency and focus on what you can control: your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This shift activates the brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for higher order thinking and decision-making. By engaging this part of the brain, you cultivate a mindset of intentionality and self-determination, further reinforcing your magnetic energy. In essence, becoming the magnet means embodying the qualities you wish to attract. It is a transformation that begins within, leveraging the brain's neuroplasticity to rewire patterns of scarcity and need into those of abundance and self-worth. As you focus on your personal growth, your energy changes, influencing how others perceive and respond to you. This alignment between your internal state and external reality creates a powerful, authentic magnetism that naturally draws the right people and experiences into your life without the need for chasing. Self-love is the cornerstone of personal transformation, a powerful force that sets the standard for how others treat us and shapes the quality of our relationships. At its core, self-love is not about arrogance or self-indulgence. It is the deep, unwavering acknowledgement of one's inherent worth and the commitment to honoring that worth in thoughts, emotions, and actions. To fully grasp the transformative power of self-love, we must explore its psychological foundations, its impact on neural pathways, and how it manifests in our interactions with others. Psychologically, self-love begins with self-awareness, the ability to recognize and accept all aspects of ourselves, including our strengths and imperfections. This acceptance counteracts the internalized messages of inadequacy that many of us have absorbed from societal standards, childhood experiences, or past relationships. When we lack self-love, our subconscious mind often operates from a place of fear and scarcity, driving us to seek external validation to fill an internal void. This neediness can lead to behaviors such as overpleasing, compromising our values, or tolerating mistreatment, all in the hope of gaining approval or love. From a neurological perspective, these patterns are deeply rooted in the brain's neural wiring. Negative self-perceptions are often the result of repeated activation of specific neural circuits, which create entrenched pathways that dictate how we think, feel, and behave. For example, if someone has internalized the belief, "I am not worthy of love," this thought becomes a dominant neural pathway, influencing their behavior and energy. They may unconsciously signal this belief to others through body language, tone of voice, or emotional responses, attracting relationships that reinforce their internal narrative. Self-love, however, involves actively disrupting these negative patterns and replacing them with empowering ones. The brain's neuroplasticity allows for the creation of new neural pathways through intentional practice and repetition. When you consciously affirm your worth and engage in actions that reflect self-respect, you activate neural circuits associated with confidence and self-assurance. Over time, these circuits become stronger and more dominant, gradually reshaping your subconscious mind and default behaviors. Emotion plays a critical role in this process. The limbic system, particularly the amygdala and hippocampus, is responsible for processing emotions and storing emotional memories. When you engage in self-loving practices, such as setting boundaries or pursuing your passions, you generate positive emotions like joy, pride, and fulfillment. These emotions release neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which reinforce the neural pathways associated with self-love. This creates a feedback loop. The more you practice self-love, the better you feel, and the stronger your self-love becomes. The impact of self-love extends beyond the individual, shaping how others perceive and interact with you. Humans are inherently attuned to the energy and emotional states of those around them, a phenomenon rooted in mirror neurons. These neurons, located in various areas of the brain, fire both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else performing it. When you embody self-love, your confidence, authenticity, and emotional stability are mirrored by others, influencing how they treat you. For instance, when you set clear boundaries, you signal to others that you value and respect yourself. This not only deters mistreatment, but also encourages others to treat you with the same respect. Conversely, when you lack self-love, you may struggle to enforce boundaries or assert your needs, inadvertently inviting others to disregard them. This dynamic is not about blame, but about recognizing the power of the energy you project. Self-love also affects your attachment style, which plays a significant role in relationships. Those with a secure attachment style, characterized by healthy self-esteem and trust in others, are more likely to form fulfilling and balanced relationships. In contrast, individuals with anxious or avoidant attachment styles may struggle with insecurity or fear of intimacy, often rooted in a lack of self-love. By cultivating self-love, you can shift toward a more secure attachment style, improving the quality of your relationships. The journey to self-love is not always linear. It often involves unlearning deeply ingrained patterns and healing past wounds. Practices like mindfulness therapy and self-compassion can aid this process by fostering self-awareness and emotional resilience. Mindfulness helps you observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to identify and challenge negative self-talk. Therapy provides a safe space to explore and heal underlying issues, while self-compassion encourages you to treat yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. As self-love becomes a central part of your life, it sets the standard for how others treat you. When you value and honor yourself, you are less likely to tolerate behaviors or relationships that undermine your worth. This doesn't mean demanding perfection from others, but rather seeking connections that align with your values and support your growth. The relationships you attract and nurture become reflections of the love and respect you have cultivated within yourself. Ultimately, self-love is not a destination but a continuous practice. It is the foundation upon which healthy relationships and fulfilling experiences are built. By prioritizing self-love, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire those around you to recognize and honor their worth. In this way, self-love becomes a ripple effect, radiating outward to create a world where mutual respect and authenticity flourish. Authenticity over desperation is a principle that holds profound psychological and neurological significance, deeply influencing how we interact with the world and how the world responds to us. Authenticity is the alignment of our thoughts, feelings, and actions with our true selves, while desperation is a state of emotional disarray fueled by fear and insecurity. The two represent opposing ends of the spectrum, each creating a distinct impact on our mental state, relationships, and life outcomes. To fully grasp the power of authenticity and the dangers of desperation, we must examine the intricate interplay between the mind, brain, and behavior. Desperation arises from a sense of lack, often rooted in subconscious fears of inadequacy or rejection. These fears activate the brain's amygdala, the center of emotional processing and survival instincts. When the amygdala detects a perceived threat to emotional security, it triggers a fight or flight response, flooding the body with stress hormones like cortisol. In a state of desperation, this response manifests as a need to grasp for external validation or approval, as though obtaining it will resolve the internal feelings of insufficiency. The problem with desperation is that it creates a vicious cycle. When we act from a place of lack, our brain reinforces the neural pathways associated with those emotions. Every desperate thought or action strengthens circuits that perpetuate feelings of insecurity and fear. This neurological loop not only affects our internal state, but also projects outward, influencing how others perceive and respond to us. Desperation often repels the very connections and opportunities we seek, as people intuitively pick up on the anxious energy it emits. Authenticity, on the other hand, is rooted in self-awareness and self-acceptance. It begins with understanding and embracing who we are at our core values, desires, strengths, and even vulnerabilities. This self-awareness activates the prefrontal cortex, the brain center for higher order thinking and decision making. When we act authentically, we engage this part of the brain to align our actions with our values and goals rather than being driven by fear or impulse. From a neurological standpoint, authenticity fosters a state of coherence between the brain's emotional and rational centers. The limbic system, responsible for emotions, works in harmony with the prefrontal cortex, creating a sense of balance and emotional stability. This state of coherence not only enhances our well-being, but also radiates outward, influencing how others perceive and interact with us. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence, self-assuredness, and emotional stability, qualities that stem from authenticity. The concept of mirror neurons further explains the magnetic quality of authenticity. Mirror neurons, located in various regions of the brain, are responsible for our ability to empathize and connect with others. When we encounter someone who is authentic, their genuine energy activates our mirror neurons, creating a sense of resonance and trust. This connection is absent when interacting with someone acting from desperation, as their energy often triggers discomfort or avoidance. Authenticity also fosters resilience, an essential quality for navigating life's challenges. When we operate from a place of authenticity, we build neural pathways associated with confidence, self-trust, and adaptability. This mental framework enables us to handle rejection or setbacks without internalizing them as reflections of our worth. Instead, we view them as opportunities for growth and learning, reinforcing a positive feedback loop that strengthens our sense of self. On the other hand, desperation leaves us vulnerable to external validation as the sole measure of our worth. This dependence creates fragile neural pathways that crumble under the weight of rejection or disapproval, leading to a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity. Breaking free from this cycle requires intentional effort to shift from external validation to internal alignment, a process that rewires the brain and cultivates authenticity. Practices like mindfulness, journaling, and therapy can aid in this transformation. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, creating space to understand their origins and patterns. Journaling helps clarify our values and desires, providing a roadmap for authentic living. Therapy offers a safe environment to explore and heal underlying fears or insecurities, laying the foundation for self-acceptance. Acting authentically doesn't mean ignoring the importance of relationships or connections. It means approaching them from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. When we are authentic, we create relationships based on mutual respect and alignment rather than fear of loneliness or rejection. These relationships are more likely to thrive, as they are built on genuine connection rather than desperation to fill a void. The power of authenticity lies in its ability to create harmony within ourselves and with others. It allows us to step into the world with confidence, knowing that we are enough as we are. In this state, we no longer chase approval or fear rejection because our worth is not contingent on external factors. Instead, we attract the right people and opportunities naturally as our energy aligns with our true selves. This shift from desperation to authenticity is not merely a change in behavior, but a profound transformation of the mind and brain, paving the way for a life of fulfillment and genuine connection. The principle of letting actions speak louder than words is a profound truth rooted in the psychological and neurological interplay of human behavior. This concept highlights the undeniable impact of tangible behaviors over verbal promises or intentions. While words can inspire, persuade, or comfort, it is our consistent actions that shape perceptions, forge trust, and ultimately define the reality of our relationships and self-image. To explore this deeply, we must delve into the ways the brain processes actions and words, the role of subconscious programming, and the emotional resonance created by behaviors. At its core, the brain is wired to prioritize what it observes over what it hears. Mirror neurons, specialized cells located in various parts of the brain, are activated when we observe someone performing an action. These neurons allow us to empathize and understand intentions by mirroring the behavior of others within our own neural circuitry. While words can convey intent, It is the observable actions that leave a deeper imprint on our brain because they provide direct evidence of commitment, consistency, and truth. The limbic system, responsible for our emotional responses, plays a crucial role in this dynamic. Actions evoke emotions more powerfully than words because they are experienced viscerally. For example, someone expressing love through consistent, caring actions elicits a stronger emotional response than mere verbal declarations. The brain associates these actions with safety, trust, and connection, reinforcing positive neural pathways that strengthen the bond. Conversely, when actions contradict words, the brain detects incongruence, triggering distrust and activating the amygdala's fear response. This disconnect creates emotional dissonance, leading to skepticism and weakening the relationship. From a psychological perspective, actions reveal unconscious patterns and priorities more accurately than words. Words are easily manipulated and filtered through societal norms, personal insecurities, or deliberate intent to influence. Actions, however, often emerge from the subconscious mind, reflecting deeply ingrained beliefs, habits, and motivations. When someone consistently behaves in a certain way, it is a direct manifestation of their internal state, regardless of their verbal statements. This alignment or lack thereof between words and actions profoundly affects how others perceive authenticity and reliability. Neurologically, the consistency of actions is critical for building trust, both in interpersonal relationships and within ourselves. Trust is developed when the brain observes repeated patterns over time. Each positive action strengthens neural pathways associated with reliability, creating a sense of predictability and safety. In relationships, this consistency fosters emotional security, allowing deeper connections to form. Conversely, inconsistent actions disrupt this process, causing the brain to remain in a heightened state of vigilance, scanning for potential threats or betrayals. This principle also applies to self-perception and personal growth. The subconscious mind, which governs approximately 95% of our daily thoughts and behaviors, is programmed by repeated actions and experiences. Positive affirmations or verbal intentions alone are insufficient to rewire these subconscious patterns. They must be reinforced through consistent, deliberate actions. For instance, if someone aims to cultivate self-confidence, merely telling themselves they are confident will have limited impact unless accompanied by actions that align with this belief, such as taking on challenges or setting boundaries. The emotional resonance of actions is another critical factor. Emotions play a central role in encoding memories within the brain. When an action triggers a strong emotional response, it is more likely to be remembered and associated with the individual who performed it. This is why acts of kindness, sacrifice, or courage leave lasting impressions, often overshadowing words spoken in passing. The brain's hippocampus, which consolidates memories, works closely with the amygdala to prioritize emotionally charged experiences, making actions a more powerful medium for communication and connection. The disparity between words and actions can create cognitive dissonance, a psychological state where conflicting information leads to discomfort and confusion. For example, if someone promises loyalty but acts otherwise, the brain struggles to reconcile the discrepancy, often leading to mistrust or emotional withdrawal. Resolving this dissonance requires aligning actions with words, thereby restoring coherence and emotional harmony. The importance of letting actions speak louder than words extends to self-leadership and integrity. When we commit to goals or values, our actions must reflect those commitments to build self-trust and confidence. Each time we follow through on a promise to ourselves, we strengthen neural pathways associated with discipline and self-efficacy. Conversely, failing to act on our intentions weakens these pathways, eroding self-esteem and creating a pattern of self-doubt. In relationships, actions become the foundation of mutual respect and understanding. They communicate care, effort, and priorities in a way that words cannot replicate. While verbal communication is essential for clarity and connection, it is the tangible demonstrations of love, respect, and support that truly anchor a relationship. Over time, these actions accumulate, shaping the narrative of the relationship and determining its strength and longevity. The power of actions lies in their authenticity and permanence. Words can be forgotten, misinterpreted, or dismissed, but actions are imprinted on the brain through observation and emotional resonance. They create a legacy of trust, respect, and alignment, both within ourselves and in our relationships. By prioritizing actions over words, we cultivate a life of integrity, consistency, and emotional depth, transforming our connections and our sense of self in profound and lasting ways. The principle of using patience as a tool for empowerment is deeply rooted in both psychological understanding and the neuroscience of behavior. Patience is often perceived as a passive quality, something that is required in moments of waiting or delay. However, when viewed from a psychological and neurological lens, patience becomes a potent force that not only enables personal growth but also strengthens the mind and brain in significant ways. Patience is not just about tolerating discomfort or waiting for something to happen. It is an active process that involves managing emotions, controlling impulses, and fostering resilience. To truly appreciate its power, it is essential to explore the impact of patience on mental health, decision-making, and neuroplasticity. Psychologically, patience is deeply linked to emotional regulation, which is the ability to manage and respond to emotional experiences in a balanced way. Emotional regulation involves the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for higher-order functions like reasoning, planning, and decision-making. The prefrontal cortex is also essential for impulse control, helping individuals resist the urge to react immediately to frustration, disappointment, or other negative emotions. When we practice patience, we engage this part of the brain, allowing us to process emotions in a more thoughtful, measured way, rather than reacting impulsively. This ability to regulate emotional responses is vital not only for personal well-being, but also for maintaining healthy relationships and achieving long-term goals. From a neurological standpoint, patience involves the brain's reward system, particularly the delay of gratification, which is the ability to resist the temptation of immediate rewards in favor of long-term benefits. The brain's nucleus accumbens, a key part of the reward circuit, is activated when we anticipate rewards. However, this activation is significantly stronger when we delay gratification and work towards a goal over an extended period. Studies have shown that individuals who can practice patience and delay immediate rewards tend to experience more success in life, as they are better able to focus on long-term goals and make decisions that support their future well-being. The concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on experiences, further explains the power of patience. When we practice patience, we are not only improving our ability to manage emotions and impulses, but also strengthening neural pathways that support long-term goal achievement, resilience, and perseverance. Every time we choose patience over impulsivity, we are reinforcing the brain's neural circuits related to self-control and delayed gratification. These circuits become more efficient and automatic with practice, making it easier to stay patient in the face of challenges and setbacks. This rewiring process is essential for personal growth, as it enables individuals to shift their mindset from instant gratification to long-term fulfillment. Patience also plays a critical role in decision-making. Impulsive decisions, often driven by emotional reactions, can lead to negative outcomes as they bypass rational thinking and long-term planning. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for logical reasoning and decision-making, works in conjunction with the limbic system, the brain's emotional center, to help us make balanced decisions. However, when the limbic system is overly activated by frustration or desire, it can cloud our judgment and lead to hasty, poorly thought-out choices. By practicing patience, we allow the prefrontal cortex to take the lead, enabling us to make decisions that are thoughtful, measured, and aligned with our long-term goals. This ability to pause, reflect, and consider options is a critical component of emotional intelligence, which is essential for both personal success and healthy relationships. Another significant psychological benefit of patience is its connection to stress management. The brain's stress response system, which involves the amygdala, is activated when we perceive a threat or feel overwhelmed. Stress hormones like cortisol are released, preparing the body to fight or flee from the perceived danger. However, when we are patient, we engage the parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts the stress response and promotes relaxation. Patience helps regulate the levels of cortisol in the body, preventing chronic stress and its associated negative effects on health. Over time, practicing patience can reduce anxiety, improve emotional resilience, and enhance overall well-being. Patience also fosters a deeper sense of self-efficacy, which is the belief in one's ability to achieve goals and overcome challenges. The more we practice patience, the more we reinforce our ability to persist through difficult situations. This builds a sense of mastery as we learn to navigate obstacles with calm determination rather than frustration or impatience. Self-efficacy is crucial for maintaining motivation and pursuing long-term goals, as it empowers individuals to trust their abilities and keep moving forward despite setbacks. Patience can help us cultivate a growth mindset, which is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset view challenges and failures as opportunities to learn and improve rather than as signs of inadequacy. Patience is a fundamental component of this mindset because it allows us to approach difficulties with a sense of perseverance and a willingness to keep trying. Instead of rushing for immediate results or giving up at the first sign of difficulty, we are able to stay focused on the process, knowing that growth takes time and effort. This mindset not only enhances personal development, but also fosters a greater sense of fulfillment and satisfaction as we achieve our goals. In summary, patience is a powerful tool for psychological growth and neurological development. By practicing patience, we strengthen our emotional regulation, improve decision-making, reduce stress, and enhance self-efficacy. The brain's neuroplasticity allows us to rewire our neural circuits to support patience and delayed gratification, making it easier to manage long-term goals and challenges. Ultimately, patience empowers us to navigate life with resilience, wisdom, and a deeper sense of purpose, fostering a more fulfilling and successful journey.